guys, this is international superstar Donovan Dijak, and you are feasting your eyes on the No Gimmicks podcast.
No gimmicks, taking over, no limits. Motivation, the truth inside everything you are hearing. Important live, know you feel it. Wrestling is everything that we will know with special meaning. We on it live with no gimmicks. No gimmicks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here once again, alongside my tag team partner Dale Clifford out there in Fernley, Nevada. Welcome to yet another episode of No Gimmicks Podcast, broadcasting on the 3-and-Out Radio Network. Dale, what's good, my man?
What's up? This is the biggest weekend of the year for professional wrestling. And for this one, we're going to take a look at NXT TAKEOVER New Orleans and the 5 matches that they got going on and the addition of one new championship.
Yes, indeed. So welcome to our predictions for NXT TAKEOVER New Orleans, where Dale and I, utilizing either our heart or our gut feelings, are going to give our predictions on each one of these matches. So our first match from NXT TAKEOVER New Orleans, Dale, for the Tag Team Championship, we have a triple threat featuring the Undisputed Era, comprised of Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole this time around. Also, we have the Authors of Pain and the makeshift tag team of Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, which has performed very well lately. Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne win. I'm a huge fan of Roderick Strong, even though my wife's not. She considers Roderick Strong to be the Sami Zayn of NXT.
Wow, really?
But I just think that with Pete Dunne being UK champion, that doesn't seem to be a thing. So, and I also like Undisputed Era. I'm going to stay with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, I'm going basically for the same exact reasons that you went with, Dale. Them keeping the titles made sense. You know, Bobby Fish is going to miss a significant amount of time here, it's looking like. But I believe that this is going to be the Authors of Pain's final match in NXT before they get called up to the main roster. And although I have really enjoyed what I've seen out of Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne lately, they have really meshed well together. Their different styles and whatnot. And that finisher that they got going on, where he kind of lifts him in the gut wrench and that slam right into the bitter end, that's been a very, very strong move for them to kind of finish their opponents off with there. But yeah, I got the Undisputed Era coming out on top in this one. So now our next match for the newly christened NXT North American Championship. You know, this formerly was a belt in the WWF way back in the day. So it's interesting that they're bringing it back on an NXT brand. And this is going to be a ladder match here for this title. We've got Adam Cole, the Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, the newly debuting Ricochet, and also from Impact, EC3. Dale, what's your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's going to be Adam Cole.
No.
Just because with him being a tag team champion, I don't see how he's going to also include a singles title. EC3 and Ricochet make nice choices. Ricochet, I think, is going to be the highlight of this ladder match.
Without question.
Letting him show some stuff off. But you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. But you know what? Let's put it on Velveteen Dream. Why not?
The Velveteen Dream. So now it's interesting here because originally that was my pick for this match. However, if you put all these guys side by side, their resumes, I think the most seasoned individual at this point is a former NXT competitor who's making a return to NXT under a different name. EC3. That's my guy in this one. I mean, this guy's a 2-time Impact champion. He's got the mic skills. He's got the look. He's got the complete package. I believe he's going to be the first ever NXT North American champion here. And yes, I agree. Ricochet, be prepared, folks. That guy's going to put on one hell of a show. That 630 is nothing nice. So moving on here to the next match from NXT TAKEOVER New Orleans, we have for the NXT Women's Championship, Ember Moon taking on a one-miss Shayna Baszler. Dale, who do you have in this one?
Well, as I said back when the feud started, I ultimately thought Shayna was going to be the one that topped Ember. I think this is the perfect moment for that. Shayna is going to become the new NXT Women's Champion. I just think you've got a couple other women that can be on the good side of things to challenge her as we go forward. Heel champions always seem to kind of prosper better than face champions anyway, because it's easier to root for the face in the chase than it kind of is for the face to keep the title. So it just kind of makes sense that we now and we kind of really haven't had a strong heel women's champion in a long time. It was like Asuka was kind of in the middle there. And then we went to Ember, who is a face champion. So I think it's time that we finally get a solid heel women's champion.
I could not agree more. And without myself having to reiterate pretty much everything what you just said, I strongly believe that this is going to be Ember Moon's final match on the NXT roster. I think she's ready to make that jump up to the main roster. And yes, Shayna Baszler, she is one mean, nasty, and vicious heel on the female side there. So I'm telling you, yeah, she's ready for a long title run in NXT as their women's champion. So I'm going with Shayna Baszler as well. So now this one here is going to be one knockout, drag out of a match in an unsanctioned match where I'm assuming these guys are probably going to throw every weapon at each other except for maybe the kitchen sink. And hell, they might even throw that at one another. We have Johnny Gargano taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Dale, who comes out live in this one?
Unsanctioned allows me to get the sense that it could be Gargano. I want Gargano to win. Again, it's the conquer the big bully that's Tommaso Ciampa. I think this is Gargano's last match in NXT. I think he's going to move up to 205.
Okay, good prediction.
But I think this is a way for him to go out. Is like he gets his revenge on Tommaso and then moves on out of NXT. And he's kind of the guy I want to see win anyway, even though I like both guys.
Okay. Now it's interesting that you say that. I like to see Gargano go out with a victory on this one here because I believe the way it works out, he really is done with NXT at this point, correct? So he has to go somewhere else. And I think 205 Live definitely makes more sense than him going to the main roster. I think we might even get some show of color in this one as well, too, here. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one here, folks. So for our next match, we have for the NXT Championship in the main event of NXT TakeOver New Orleans, we have Andrade Cien taking on Aleister Black. Dale, what's your thoughts on the main event?
There's another one. Again, it's so tough to decide here. I think both guys could be in their final match in NXT. Aleister, not as long as Andrade. He's like the elder statement on NXT. And I think WWE could probably use someone like him on the main roster because they don't really have a strong Hispanic type character right now. And ever since Zelina joined him, is like that put him over the top. You carry both of them to the main roster, and I think it can succeed there. And I obviously just think also it's like having Aleister stay on NXT gets him a little bit of a chance to run with the championship again, really test whether or not he can be a strong draw for NXT. And this moves Andrade up to the main roster. Either way, it's like whoever loses, I feel like that's the last time we see them in NXT. And I just kind of feel like Andrade's done his time in NXT. Yes,
without question. I feel for the same exact reasons. I think it is time for Andrade Cien Almas to make the move to the main roster there. You know, they failed with the last attempt with Alberto El Patron. They tried to bring Ray back. Unfortunately, that didn't work due to injury and whatnot. Yes, they definitely need a strong Hispanic competitor up there on the main roster. And they can have him, up there with Zelina Vega. I think, they can possibly make a strong run towards maybe, I'd almost say he's probably, I don't know, world title contender, but I would say definitely like maybe an IC contender on the Raw brand or possibly even like the US title over on the SmackDown brand. So, yeah, I really did this guy, Aleister Black, the entrance, his moveset and everything. And, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how long he could carry the title for and if he can get some eyes on them and keep the fans engaged, just kind of like what you said there, Dale. So, hey, one thing is for sure. We sure could sit here and talk about NXT TakeOver New Orleans all night long, but unfortunately, we have came to the end of this episode of No Gimmicks Podcast. So thank you for tuning in for our predictions for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. We are No Gimmicks, No Image, all wrestling all the time. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share our videos.
No gimmicks. Yeah. No gimmicks, taking over, no limits. Motivation, the truth inside everything you are hearing. Reporting live, know you feel it. Wrestling is everything that we will know with special meaning. We on it live with no gimmicks.